long time no see. I'm Abby, but more importantly, this is Oscar Pepper, and she's going to sub in for me today and host while I talk to you all. So we're going to try something new for today. I basically was just too lazy to shower and make myself, like relatively presentable. I don't have high standards for Flosstube, but I just wasn't like feeling my best today, and so I'm staying as I am, and you can look at this beauty instead. She's feeling a little modest right now. Can you all hear her purring? Probably not. She's purring, and she's very happy, but also very confused by me sticking a camera in her face. Anyway, where was I? Oh yeah, so this video is going to be a little different. I'm going to just kind of talk to you for a little bit, and then we're going to go over to my desk and look at some stitching stuff together. But you will not be seeing my beautiful face today. You'll just be seeing this little pepperita. So we're going to try it out, see how it goes. I have a lot of things to tell you about, and we're going to do a couple mini updates to kind of get caught up and see how that feels. I really like making and watching longer videos, but realistically that doesn't fit into my life, so we're gonna try some new things and see how that works for us. So let's see. Sorry, she's just so distractingly cute. Oh, we've had a lot of really cute moments. She has been extra cuddly the last couple days, and it just has melted my heart. I'm so grateful for this little bugger. We are coming up on Friday. It will be our 1-year anniversary together. Our 1-year adopt-iversary. I think it's Friday. It's either the 2nd or the 4th. So I'll celebrate all month. Today, I don't usually do this, but today is brought to you by New York. Cheers, Pep. I'm drinking a lovely vanilla caramel chai tea, which I'm pairing with what I'm going to call my best new thing in the world today, a la Michelle Bendy. These are, she's probably going to think these are treats. These are Tim Tams, which are a really fantastic cookie. I think they are Australian or British or both. I'm not sure. They're really, 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 really good. They're really rich. But this was my first time trying the caramel flavor. And it was very caramelly and very delightful, especially with a caramel tea. So I highly recommend you check them out. I have been able to find them at Target, but I think one of my local grocery stores carries them as well in their international section. So if you are a fan of chocolate and cookies, I recommend it. And if you're not a fan of chocolate or cookies, I would really love to talk to you and find out how we can remedy that, because cookies are my favorite food. But I'm happy that you're living your truth, whatever it might be, cookieless. Okay, so I think officially I'm going to be a little weirder without having the camera on me. I'm curious to see if I'm going to be more or less chatty in this format. I think more chatty because I'm less focused because I'm distracted by this cat. So at least right now I'm going to chat more. I don't know. We're going to see if we like this. I really don't know how I feel yet. So I hope you all enjoy it. If you want to wait, in a few weeks, I'll probably have a more standard update video up and ready. Right now, I keep getting to this point where I have so much to tell you all that I don't really have an hour plus to sit down and record and clean up my mess. Although, let's be honest, I'm not really cleaning up the mess. I'm just, leaving it all in a pile for weeks. But I also have been struggling to find time to record because there is a renovation going on in the apartment below mine. So for the next 3 weeks, it is going to be very, very noisy around here. And it seems to be noisiest on Saturday, which is great. So it's kind of cutting into my recording time. So another reason we'll do some quick mini updates throughout the week. And then, yeah, we're just going to see where we land. I'm going to stop talking about that for a while. I'm going to tell you a couple things that happened to me in January. Oh, let me tell you kind of my plan for this video. Wow, I've already talked to myself for 5 minutes. Oh, this is going to go better than I thought. My plan for this video is that we'll just catch up a little bit on some things I did in January. I'm going to show you what I've been stitching on, and I'm going to show you a couple things I got in the mail. And then in a week or two, I'm going to show you some other things that I got in the mail. So, and other some other things I got in the mail, some other stitching progress, and then we're going to talk a lot about my 2018 feelings on what I want to stitch, because I'm having, I don't know, like an existential crisis, if you will. Because I mean, this is the eternal struggle, right? I want to stitch on all of the things, but I also want to start all of the things, and I want to finish all of the things. And instead, I'm just kind of paralyzed and only working on one thing. And that's fine. But I'm really kind of reevaluating what I want my stitching to look like this year. And I don't know, I just keep having different ideas about it. I don't need it to be a super structured thing, but I do need to get my budget under control, and I'm hoping to let that kind of dictate where I end up with other new starts and progress on my current whips. So we're going to talk about that because I have a lot of feelings. And then I have one plan that's kind of currently winning out. So maybe by the time I make this video, I'll just tell you what that plan is. We'll see. Look how cute this cat is. I just can't even handle it. I love her so much. Her tail is indicating that she does not love me talking in her face, but that's life. Anyway, January's been a really, really good month. It's been really, really busy and kind of crazy at work. This is a really busy season, just in our program year, but also I have to do mid-year performance reviews for everybody, and they're one of those things that don't necessarily take up a lot of time to fill out the review and lead the review. Like, in theory, that's 2 hours, but in reality, it is so much time and so much mental energy. So they just seem to be eternal. But I am finally about halfway done. Well, I'm over halfway done, but I'm halfway officially done. Like, half of them have been turned in, and then I have the other half are still in progress. So I should mostly be finished by the end of this week, and I'm so excited. But it has just left me like really drained and really frustrated, because we're having like all these amazing big picture conversations and talking about growth and development and our hopes and dreams for the future, blah, 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 blah. I coach a team of kind of quote unquote young professionals while also being a young professional myself. So I don't really know what I'm doing. But this is a time of year where we get to talk a lot about kind of where they're going next. And yeah, it's really fun, but it's also really exhausting. And then it makes me just really frustrated that I don't have more time to spend on this kind of stuff. Because there's just a lot going on right now. So I feel like a lot of things are falling through the cracks, and I don't love that feeling. In reality, I think we're doing all right overall, but yeah, it's just a busy, crazy time. In fun news, though, I went to the Jelly Belly factory this month because it is the best place ever. There's a Jelly Belly factory about 45 minutes away from me, and if you are anywhere in the Northern California area, I definitely recommend that you check it out if you haven't. I've been a few times. It's my new favorite place to take people when they visit, as like a very unconventional touristy thing to do. It's so much fun. They have factories. I think there's one in Chicago, and I think there's one other in the US. So if you're into jelly beans, then you might want to look up your closest Jelly Belly and work that into your next vacation. I can't speak for the other ones, but the one here in California is fantastic. You can take a free factory tour, and you get to see all the parts of making a jelly bean. And unfortunately, when I went this month, it was on a Saturday, so nothing was up and running. But they have videos of everything telling you how it works, and you get to eat jelly beans. You can try free samples. You can have as many free jelly beans as you want. You just have to get them 3 at a time. So, you can have as many jelly beans as you are patient enough to stand in line for. And I also bought a whole bunch of jelly beans and discovered a couple new favorite flavors. There was a seasonal pack, and I got a hot chocolate Jelly Belly, and it was fantastic. Far better than all the other chocolate-ish flavors out there. We also... What was the other new favorite? I can't remember. Hold on. Oh, they have a really nice chili mango. That one was fantastic. So yeah, it was just a lot of fun. Went and got lots of Jelly Bellies, and that was a delight. And let's see, I think I did one other exciting thing in January. What was it? If you follow me on Instagram, you probably know better than I do. Okay, this wasn't something I went and did, and it's just a PSA for all of you. And then after this, we're going to talk stitching. So if you're still with me, stitching's coming. Last night, I thought to myself, do you know what sounds good? Watching a movie. And I don't watch a lot of movies, so that is not a frequent thought for me. But I was just feeling all cozy. I'd been stitching a lot, and I was just ready for something nice. And I've been seeing a whole lot of people raving about Paddington 2. And I keep thinking to myself, what is the big deal about this children's movie? Like, why are my friends all so excited about it? And what's happening? And I don't know if you've had this happen to you, but I have heard about it now on a few podcasts. And I've seen it all over social media that people are just loving this movie. And I didn't even remember that there was an original movie. So I happened across it on Netflix. You can watch the first Paddington movie, which came out, I think, in 2015 or 2014, one of those. And I thought to myself, like, this maybe sounds nice. It's a nice little family movie. It's going to be really, really cute and British. I'm going to just stitch during it. It's going to be great. Oh my goodness, friends. If you haven't watched it, please hop yourself on Netflix and watch Paddington. It was so cute. It was very heartwarming. It was a beautiful story. It was very action-packed, which I did not expect at all. I pull up the movie, right? And here's the description on Netflix. A bear without a home without a bear. They were made for each other, or something like that. And I thought, that sounds like the Paddington I know. And then the next line says something like, and then an evil scheme emerges. And I was like, hold on, what? And it was an evil scheme. It was very, very good. I am not really one for watching children's movies, but oh my goodness, it's fantastic. Please go watch it. It was just so cute. It was so pure and good. And so now Birdie and I are going to go see Paddington 2 in a couple weeks. And I'm very excited and upset that our time is booked and we can't go sooner. So if you've seen the new one, please leave a comment below and let me know if you loved it. And if you didn't love it, please just don't tell me. I don't want to be crushed before I go. But yeah, please check out that movie because it was unexpectedly adorable and awesome. Okay, we're gonna go reset over by my desk so I can show you some stitching. And yeah, that's it. Say goodbye to Oscar Pepper. She's having a lovely nap. Meow meow. Say goodbye to your fans. Okay, well, you get it. All right, welcome to the floor. We are going to talk a little bit about some of the charts and things that I've acquired this month. And then we're going to talk about some gifts, and then we're going to talk about stitching, and we're going to do it kind of fast. So bear with me, please. I'm going to try to not talk too fast because I have a tendency to talk really fast just all the time. And that doesn't always translate super well to a YouTube video. So I'm trying to speak more eloquently. That's not the right word. You get it. I'm going to try to talk slower. All right, so first up, we're going to talk about the gift of stitching. As you can see, well, you cannot see. Here, let me show you. As you can see here, I bought a lot of patterns from the gift of, or I bought a lot of issues of the gift of stitching. This is a digital cross-stitch magazine that ran from, I think, like the mid-2000s to like 2011 or 12. And the woman who runs it is shutting down her business. So these are all on sale on Etsy. And I think just through the end of January, but I could be wrong, everything is marked down to $1.50 instead of $3. And I highly recommend that you go check it out and buy yourself a few issues, or, you know, like 65 issues, because they're totally worth the money. Every issue has multiple patterns and has a really wide variety of stitching. So there are, let me show you another one. Ta-da! So there's always like a cover pattern that is a good indicator of whether or not you should buy that issue if you like the cover pattern. It doesn't have anything to do with the rest of the stitching, but then you can know like it's definitely worth that $1.50 for you. It always starts with a nice little letter from Kirsten, the editor. That's always nice. There's really interesting articles and designer profiles and interviews. There's a lot of like history lessons, so I've learned a lot about samplers and things like that. There's a lot of techniques that are covered, so you know there's your basic cross stitch, but there's almost always a Hardinger section and there's a blackwork section. There are a lot of issues that have pincushion patterns or other smalls with finishing instructions. So if that's your thing, like there's definitely a lot here for you. And I really enjoyed getting all of that stuff because I mostly chose these issues based on the other patterns that I saw listed and not so much for those little extra things, but I'm excited now that I, you know, have access to them if I want. Oh, like see here, there's a Hardinger lesson in there. I was trying to show you one pattern in particular. I went to print out a few things to stitch and I accidentally printed the whole magazine for a couple of these, so I got some extras. But like, look at this lady, right? Like that's gorgeous. Just looking at her poinsettia rimmed sky. Cute. That's the cover pattern. A lot of times the cover pattern includes a story from the designer and you get to hear a little bit about the piece, which is really nice. Yeah, they're great, and I really recommend checking them out if you feel like you need to be enabled to spend money on a million patterns. I'm here to help you. I started out, I just went through and bought the cover patterns that I liked, and I bought all the Christmas issues because I figured these had the best shot of having something I would eventually stitch. So they have an ornament issue, I think every year that they ran. And they have a really wide variety of designers and things featured. I also bought this one because I thought to myself, like, yeah, maybe I do want to do a Cooler Designs Santa pattern. I don't know. You don't know me. I could do that. Oops, that's the chart. You can't stitch from that. It's silly. Let everybody calm down. There's lots of ads and stuff, so like definitely don't print the whole magazine like I did. Oh, I know what I'm trying to show you is over here. So there was one mystery sampler in particular. A lot of the issues include part of a mystery sampler that's released over several issues. And for the most part, they didn't really interest me. But this one jumped right out at me. This is a really lovely, lovely Christmas piece, obviously, on Christmas Day. And I don't love text in my decorating. And this one probably stood out to me at first because of the gray, but like, I don't even care. I'm here for it. I think that's gorgeous, and I'm excited to make it for some Christmas coming up. Who knows? If you can't read it, it says, "I heard the bells on Christmas Day, their old familiar carols play, and wild and sweet the words repeat of peace on earth, goodwill to men." And I just think it's gorgeous. You can also, the directions include modifications to make each of those into an ornament, each of those snowflakes. So that was kind of cool too. So I'm excited for that. A couple other little patterns. If you're curious, this I think was 2010. So yeah, like September to December 2010, you get that pattern. I also really loved this little tree design. To plant a tree is to plant hope. I showed my And a Forest Grew pattern to one of my aunts when she visited, and she really loved it, and we just had a nice moment of appreciating trees and life, and it was lovely. And so I thought I could, obviously I'm not going to stitch her a forest, but I could make her this for her birthday. So that might happen. One other one that I'm pretty excited about as well is a little tiny mandala from, it doesn't matter. You can't stitch it from that. I already said that. From Martina of Chatelaine. So this is a little lavender garden, and I thought that was gorgeous. And, you know, there's lots and lots and lots of chatelaine stitching going on right now, and I've always thought that's not an area I want to dive into yet, but this is perfect for me. And it would totally fit in a trivet or something, so that will happen hopefully sometime this year. So yeah, I bought a lot of these. I might go back and buy more. It's a problem, but it's a problem for later, and I'm okay with that. Another thing that I did this month was buy a couple patterns for myself. Oh, hold on. I'll be right back. All right, so thanks for bearing with me while I figure all this out. I think I just made the executive decision that I'm just going to show you new charts today, and then we're going to save all the other goodies for a video in a week or 2 or 3. Who knows? You can see my stitching updates on my Instagram. I haven't been posting a whole lot, but I use the stories pretty often, and I am still looking at everybody's Instagram, just not really doing a lot there myself. Anyway, Diana, It Is Kismet, showed this in a recent video. This is the Sun and Moon sampler. I'm not going to try to say that in French, but like, let's just appreciate how gorgeous that is. Can you even? I cannot. I think this is beautiful. I don't find myself attracted to too many samplers, but you put a moon in there and this beautiful like lavender action, I'm in. So she showed that and I immediately decided I needed it. I exercised a little bit of self-control and I didn't buy it right away, but then I had a dream about it, so I went and I bought it. I think I'm going to make it my birthday start, and I decided that as a way to justify the purchase as an early birthday present to myself. My birthday is in May, so, you know, I'm just really prepared for that. But I'm excited to stitch that. I also have been spending a little bit of time on eBay, and here we go. I found this Margaret Sherry pattern. It's just ripped out of a magazine. I think this was, I folded it over, The World of Cross Stitching, but I don't actually know the date. I could find out. It's just a couple pages ripped out of a magazine on eBay for a couple bucks, and I said, yes, I definitely need those cats. Look how cute they are. Sledding Cats is the name. Cuteness is their game. I love how she designs her cats. Super, super fluffy, super, super cute, excited for Christmas, excited for snow, and I cannot wait to make that for next year. So that happened on top of all those other charts. It's fine. Everything's fine. I have a lot of things I want to stitch this year, but we're going to talk about that next time. How to stitch all the things with Oscar Pepper. Okay, where is the stack of things I was gonna show you next? So I received a few really lovely gifts in the mail this week, and I already sent out my thank yous and have more thank yous coming, but I just want to say again to the 3 of you, thank you so much for lifting my spirits during a really long and stressful and tiring week. It just meant the world to me, and you are all so sweet, so sweet, and I really appreciate you. And I appreciate all of you who are watching and liking and commenting and following me on Instagram and, you know, chatting and sharing your life with me. I love it. I love you. Thanks for being here. I'm going to show you just a few of the little goodies I received. I got a package from, first I got a question from Diana asking if I wanted this chart that she had recently finished. And let's just appreciate that moon lady, the fanciest moon lady I ever did see. This is Mother Moon by Joan Elliott, and she is gorgeous. I love her so much. So Diana recently finished this, and I've been swooning over it because my future house, I plan on having a Harry Potter library, as I've told you all about. It's just full of Harry Potter books and Harry Potter cross-stitching. But I don't think I've told you about this yet. And this idea actually came through a Flosstuber, and I don't remember who it was, but I'm very grateful to you. I will be having a moon room in my house as well, which will basically be a library for all my non-Harry Potter books. And I plan on it having a gorgeous window that you can admire the moon through. There will probably be a telescope in there, and there will be some moon cross-stitching. So I'm very excited for that day to arrive. So when Diana asked if I wanted that pattern, I jumped on it in a heartbeat, and I am excited to work it into my stitching this year as well. But of course, being Diana, goddess that she is, she also sent me this lovely bag. Okay, we're gonna say it again. I love gray so very much. And I also love the moon so very much. Can you even picture how good the moon will look in this bag? It's stunning. Thank you so much, Diana. And she put some other little goodies in there too. Oh, and it's sparkly inside. What? I'm just floored. I'm floored, and I love you all. And I love you, Diana. So thank you very, very, very much. I also received a lovely little treat in the mail. That's going to be a secret, but thank you so much. And you know who you are. And you just, my week went from like a 2 out of 10 to a 15 out of 10 when I got your gift. So thank you, thank you. Okay, and then I also received another package from my girl Samantha over at Crafting Between Stitches. And she is the cutest thing ever. She sent me... Okay, we're having some phone storage issues, so hopefully this all gets put together in the right order. It'll be as edity as I get. Okay, so Samantha, Crafting Between Stitches, sent me a lovely little gift, including this cross-stitch headband, which I'm so excited to see. She sent me the floss to make this design, so I'm trying to decide if I want to stitch it as is or change it up at all. But I'm very, very excited. I used to wear headbands almost every day. Like, there was a solid year where I wore headbands every day, and I still have quite a collection, and I bust them out every once in a while, and they're pretty fun. So I'm very excited to add this to my collection. I think these are sold at Joann, so if you want to make yourself a cross-stitch headband, hop on over. I think I'll definitely stick with a floral design, but I might switch some colors around. We shall see. So thank you so much, Samantha. That was so sweet and so appreciated, and I'm excited to bust this out sometime soon. And, you know, I can't wait to wear it along with a cross-stitched sweatshirt, and we'll see what else I can cross-stitch. I'm excited to just have a whole cross-stitch wardrobe pretty soon. Okay, so I think that is going to be it for this video. Yeah, I'll be back in a little bit to talk about my stitching progress and to, you know, just like verbally process how I feel about wanting to stitch everything all the time. I can't wait to have that conversation with you all, and I really have enjoyed getting to see everyone's end of year updates and 2018 plans videos. I love talking about plans and setting goals, and while it is definitely causing part of my spiral into what in the world am I going to stitch and how am I going to stitch it all, it's also really fun to watch everyone in that same place. So I am so happy to be here with all of you. Thank you again for your lovely, lovely comments and such. I'm really glad that you're here, and I gotta go stitch, so I'll see you guys soon. Bye!